Collecting tarot decks can be an expensive hobby. So when I saw 17 tarot decks listed on Facebook Marketplace for 100 Australian dollars, I was genuinely excited. Some of those decks looked familiar and a few were actually on my future review list. So I jumped on it, grabbed the bundle and brought it home. However, when I started looking at the decks, some of them were outright fake and some were a little bit odd. Let's go through the whole together and figure out whether it was actually worth it. Hi, this is Jay with Lunar Tarot, where I bring you weekly tarot and oracle deck reviews to inspire readings. And in this video, we'll go through the whole of 17 tarot and oracle decks that I bought for 100 Australian dollars. We'll go through the good, the strange and clearly fake, and at the end of the video, I'll give you my conclusion whether this was the right decision. So this is a whole bag of decks, and I'm going to get them out and probably put them in different piles. They're bad and decent and the most exciting ones. Let's start with this. Oh, that's interesting. That's the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. I have seen them online. It looks like it's a used copy from 2019. Be interesting to see what's inside of that one. This is an exciting deck. This is from Rockpool Publishing, one of my favorite publishers, and it's also sealed, which is great. That's a cool looking oracle deck, Goddess Dream. Disney deck, I haven't seen one of these before. It's Alice in Wonderland. Looks really good. I was gonna say this is gonna go into my good deck pile, and this will be here. This is exciting one, Angel Tarot. Unknown to be publisher, but it looks like an original deck in a pretty decent condition. This is a good one. This is Liz Dean. I actually do have one of the books in it, which I really like, and this is also sealed. So it's the Magic of Tarot, 78 card deck and an illustrated guidebook. Oh, I've got a bit bad feeling about this one and this one. I know that these are probably AliExpress, or let's just call them what they are, fake decks, because I'm pretty sure the Animal Totem actually comes in a different format. I don't know about the other ones, but I have seen a couple of AliExpress decks before, and I reviewed one on my channel. If you haven't seen, have a look, and actually compared them to the original ones. Not very impressive, but it is what it is, right? We'll get to them in a minute. Oh, this is a really good deck, by the way. Yoshitani. I reviewed it on my channel. I do have a copy of it, so it's going to be a duplicate in my collection, or maybe a giveaway. If you stay until the end, you'll know about that one too. The DC Tarot. I am genuinely excited about this deck, and I would like to review it on this channel. The Archangel Power Tarot cards, I would say good, in a decent condition, or maybe even more than decent. The Mermaid Tarot. No, don't know much about this one. The box looks impressive. It's actually probably the heaviest deck out of all of them in the bag. I'm gonna put it in a good pile, just here. Right, this looks another familiar to me deck. It looks like a AliExpress deck, unfortunately, and same with this one. I actually don't know about this one. It came with the metal tin. Mystical Cats Tarot. Oh, do you know if this is a fake or original one? We're gonna have to look up together. Oh, and this one, it looks pretty good. Anime Tarot. This is Natasha Iglesias' work. It looks pretty good to me. All right, let's have a look at each one of these individually and go through them. I'll do a quick flip through where applicable. I'm not going to go through all of these guys. We'll just have a quick look at the quality and then check what's inside of these boxes and unpack the seal ones. First off, let's look at these ones, and I'm pretty certain these are AliExpress copies. Now, how do I know? First of all, I'm pretty sure these decks are actually published online, and they look very different. Now, you've got a bit of a this is a giveaway. I don't think you would ever see a deck that has a barcode slapped right on a box, but you never know. Let's have a look what's inside. Yeah, the quality tells me that it's actually a fake deck. Very thin cards. Also, there is no little white book in this one. That's a clear tell, which is unfortunate because the deck looks pretty good, and this is actually was one of the ones that I saw on the Facebook ad when I saw it originally, and I was thinking, whoa, I'm going to get these ones, and I was planning to include them in my reviews in the future, but I think I'll have to get them separately from legitimate sources. So this one doesn't look so impressive. If you're interested, these retail somewhere between $5 to maybe $7. I bought one just to compare the quality of the deck that I have, and I recorded the video. It's not worth it, guys. I'm just telling you straight away. If you look at any of these, you may as well save your money. Instead of buying 6 of these, get a legitimate copy and also support the artists, right? So this is an interesting one, right? I'm pretty sure the Mystical Cards Tarot was published by another publisher. This one comes in a tin and instructions that are completely in, I'm gonna guess, Chinese or Mandarin. And also, unfortunately, because one of you recommended to me to review this deck from memory when I included the Cards Rule the World deck, saying that this was kind of disappointment for me. So this was completely in Mandarin. Look at this. So even the card names are in Mandarin. And I can't really tell you if it is actually printed with the permission from a publisher, or this is something that should never have been sold online to a European or Western market. Legends, okay, that's the name of this one. Look at that as well, right? So I saw this on the QR on the deck I reviewed, the one I mentioned, and I'm gonna put a link in the video, where the AliExpress copies have this QR code, so you don't actually get a guidebook. They just give you a link, and I don't know if you want to click on that link, to be honest with you, because God knows how these came to existence. So this is quality is again very similar. They're super thin card. I don't want to measure them even. We're gonna quickly have a look at them, but again, unfortunately, because this looks to me like a really cool deck to review. If you have one of those in your collection, just let me know. But very disappointing. Disappointing because I was hoping they're gonna be real decks, and I'll give you my conclusion once we go through it, because this is probably I want to say about $30 worth of value here, but is it the value you want? I would advise you never ever look at the copies unless you cannot afford getting real one. And look at that again. This is beautiful artwork here. I really like this deck. Oh, that's a Tasmanian Devil, the King of Wands. So this is a deck full of animals. Animal totem, as the name suggests. But again, look at the quality. It's so thin. No guidebook. You're gonna have to do guesswork here, or be very familiar with the meaning of cards from a classic deck like Rider-Waite that we're gonna look at in a moment. But I think I made my conclusion here that this is probably not gonna be added to the wins this year, at least these 6 decks. I'm hoping the rest of them actually are better than what I'm seeing right now. And I have a beautiful deck that is totally fake. Alright. Should they have a look at the last one? Maybe it's a real one. What do you think, guys? I'm pretty sure you already made your observation here that this is probably going to be exactly the same what we just looked at. Tarot Familias, and it's another deck full of cats. Same quality, very thin. Interesting deck. Also seem to be repeating cards. Oh, this is Peeps cards. Same. Okay, so this is a major arcana. Yeah. Well, this 6, I'm not impressed. Let's have a look at the good pile. Right, so Alice in Wonderland. That looks like a decent deck to me. Let's have a quick look. And this is not going to be a complete review, but if you want me to review any of these decks that you see here today, I'll be happy to do that. This deck smells a bit like it's been used, but the quality of paperwork, the stock is pretty good. So I would say this is something that would appeal to a Disney lover. So this is Alice in Wonderland, if I didn't mention. Let's look at the cards. Okay, King of Cups, the Sun. Yeah, this is actually a nice deck. Interesting. Okay, so I think this is a legitimate copy and of a good quality. I do like this one. The original Gangster Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So this is an old deck. I think it was purchased in 2019, so it's at least 6 years old, right? Nothing unfamiliar here. Good quality guidebook. I do like this. And I actually do have a few Rider-Waite decks, believe it or not. And one of the ones I started with looks exactly like this, even the same backprint. Now the cards, while the box seemed worn out, the cards are in a good condition. I would say they're probably in a better condition than mine. No surprises here. Quite a thick card stock as well, which is good. And the seller told me that all the cards are, well, there's no cards missing. They've got 78 cards in all the decks. I'm gonna take his word for it. So Ching is pretty good. So this is just a standard deck. And the book, the companion book, is pretty good. Originally purchased for $45, so not bad. Archangel Power Tarot cards, interesting one. Trisha Bradenthal. Let's have a look. So that's the author name, Radley Valentine. Not a bad guidebook. Hay House. I reviewed a couple of decks from them. Yeah, looks pretty good. So what do we see here? Oh, okay. So it's a tarot deck, but I think they changed the names of the cards here. And yeah, so instead of the Epiphany card and Strength is here, but then you got King of Michael, which I assume it's its own suit that they have. The Empress, yeah, so it's more angelic themed, I guess. Well, that's what the name suggests anyway. Looks pretty good. Slightly wider cards. I think shuffling them will be slightly interesting experience. Also, it seems to be like a hybrid of Oracle deck and a tarot deck, but nevertheless interesting. Do you have one of these in your collection? Let me know what you think of it. What kind of readings you use it for. Now this is interesting. This is a big box. It's quite large. The Mermaid Tarot. Who is a publisher on this one? I hope that the cards themselves aren't that big. 288-page full color guidebook. This is a proper book, guys. Oh, Llewellyn, of course. And I could never pronounce the name, by the way. You know I butchered it there. I'm sorry, Llewellyn. I'm just not good at this. All right, it's got a magnetic tie there. Is that a name? Tie? And look at the book. Woohoo! That's a proper book. I would say it's a guidebook and a deck. And right, beautiful illustrations. Look at that. Looks like very old school. It doesn't look like AI to me. Minor Arcana described quite well. I think they kept the same suit card names, the Hangman, and I think it looks all like a mermaid themed, or I should say ocean creatures and ocean mythology themed. Nice one. All right, I'm glad the deck is not the size of the box. Thank God for that. Right, the cards themselves very thin. I was expecting more from this deck size, but that's okay. Yeah, they're quite shiny. This one, gloss finish, a little bit Disney-like, but maybe slightly more like a painting-like almost quality. It's overall not bad. I think it's even got like a little silvery print here. So while the cards are quite thin, the artwork is pretty good. So Mermaid Tarot. Here you go. I haven't seen that one before. What's next? The Goddess Dream Oracle. I quite like this Oracle deck. Well, I haven't seen what's inside yet, but the box has got this like a textured matte finish, which is quite nice. All right, so this is actual card deck. How many cards is that? Rockpool Publishing again. Ooh, must have been one of the older editions because I haven't seen that. 36 cards in a guidebook. If you ever deal with Rockpool Publishing, it's one of the best publishers out there. You can almost guarantee the quality of paper. Look at that, would be remarkable. And I'm very proud of them because they are based in Australia. Beautiful artwork. I'm not gonna go do a full review. I know you want me to, but we're just gonna have a quick look at the cards. Oh, beautiful barn owls here. Look at that. Patience. Really nice artwork. Do you see it? It's very consistent. The foxes, one of my favorite animals here. Dreaming. This is just so nice. I would love to review this one actually. I'm going to move this into the amazing pile. What does amazing pile mean? I'm probably going to review that deck. Though again, as you know, I review new-ish decks only. And to make the cut, it has to be something truly amazing, or maybe if you want me to review a particular deck, I'm happy to do that if you appreciate my honest reviews. Angel Tarot cards. All right, so this is again Radley Valentine. It looks like the seller really liked this fella. The Angel Power was done by the same person. Let's have a look. So this is I can't really see. I'm assuming it's gonna be 78 card deck. So this is a guidebook, pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's the most amazing quality I have seen, but it's pretty good. And look at the cards. Right, okay, it's interesting. So they're using a similar structure. Actually no, they already changed. They're using the elements rather than symbols like wands or coins. Beautiful artwork. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. I'm just gonna break through. I'm gonna see. Okay, 9 of 48. It's definitely using elements, and each element has its own color. A lot of blue. Blue and green now. Right, I can see what they did here, and they're probably gonna The fire would be a dark, was it Bordeaux? Is that the color? Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I do like it. Again, it looks like a decent quality deck, but not something that you would be amazed about and lose your breath. So I think this belongs in a good pile. Right, this deck requires no introduction. Actually, it does need an introduction, but if you haven't heard of this one, it's one of the best decks out there, believe it or not. And I have reviewed it. It's a second copy. If you guys are interested in this and you are based in Australia, let me know. I'm happy to send it to you, to one of my followers. So let me know if you like this deck and why you like it, and yeah, get in touch. I'm not going to open this up, but you can watch the full review that I did a while ago on my channel. The amazing pile. I don't know if they are amazing, but I just looked at what they are and just based on some of my interests. Now, I'm not a big anime fan. I do like some Japanese, primarily anime. Simon and Schuster. I'm not familiar with this publisher, but explore the archetype, symbolism, and magic in anime. This looks interesting. Interesting color of palette as well. I wasn't sure if the deck is actually worn out. Look at the corners here, right? It looks a little bit like it's been used, and then the colors look a bit faded, but I think it was actually an artistic choice, because looking at this, there's no way this guidebook could have been sitting under the sun for a long time. And let's look at the cards. I'm gonna mess it up, of course, because I don't think they're in the correct order, but so this is the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hangman, very anime like, the Death, Two of Cups. I can see they took a shortcut with the peep cards. Never a good move. If you're a publisher, put some nice imagery there. Help us readers to connect to the deck, rather than just leave it to our imagination or prior knowledge, right? The Empress, a very anime-like deck. I'm going to move it to the good pile, I think, because I was excited originally. Now I'm thinking, I'm not a big anime fan. I do like some, but I wouldn't know major themes, or wouldn't wait for some TV shows come out. Yeah, and then look at the beep cards. They took an easy route. At least the chord cards are actually properly designed, but the rest is this. Not bad, not bad. I would say it's a decent deck. And if you're an anime fan, let me know if it's something you want me to review. I'm probably not going to do a good job with it, but if you are interested in this deck, I'll be happy to research it for you. Right, this one I'm genuinely excited about. DC Tarot. I've heard of it. Actually, I almost bought one. I was looking at it at a bookstore here in Sydney, and I was thinking, oh, I think they use some of the common imagery, and I was thinking, should I get one or not? But now I have one, even though I didn't deliberately didn't go and buy it from that shop. Ten of Cups. Okay, the cards are not in the right order. I'm just trying to look at major arcana cards a little bit, just to see what we're dealing with. Now again, peep cards, they took a path of a least resistance and just use the symbols. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Right, the Green Lantern, a couple of familiar characters. Harlequin, I think, here. I'm not sure who that is. The High Priestess, the Empress. Interesting deck. The Emperor is Aquaman. Is this Aquaman? This fellow looks familiar, but I might have to look up the guidebook to figure out who that is. Of course, the Flash is here. All right, so this is actually not bad. Right, how did they translate the? Okay, this is good. So they actually did connect with the characters, and you got your upright and reversed meanings. Right, and now we are left with 2 unsealed boxes, and I think I'm gonna go with this one first because I'm genuinely excited about this. It's Rockpool Publishing. Remember, guys, that's my favorite publisher. This one, let's have a look. So it's Liz Dean, equally amazing author, and I used her book to help me with my readings, The Ultimate Guide to Tarot. Not sure what to expect here. I didn't see this in the shops, and I don't even know how to open it. Oh, I think I figured it out. All right. Okay, this looks really good. By the way, it's a gold gilded print here, like slightly embossed. Not sure when this was published. Ooh, this looks good already. This is a book. Yeah, and this looks very similar to the book from Liz that I have. This is quite nice, guys. I quite like this. So this looks like a mini guidebook to help with reading, and I'm not sure who designed these, the actual cards. There's only Liz mentioned here. So this is a learning kit, right? Which is pretty good. That's probably the reason why the guy bought it. It hasn't been unpacked. It's beautiful artwork, guys. Look at this. This is more like a medieval quality. The cards, they're quite thin, but not too thin. Emperor, it says this is really nice. Okay, I think this actually deserves a review. So I'm not gonna go for the whole deck here, but I think I'm gonna do a proper review of this now. Right, and drum roll, our last deck. So this is a bit of a mystery tarot deck. I don't think I saw it on Rockpool Publishing tarot deck. Forgetting how to speak, but we should be able to tell when it was published. Normally they have a date. So this is 2022. Interesting. I don't know much about this deck. We are experiencing this together. Actually, I haven't had a look at anything before looking at. Didn't do any research. So what you see in here, what I'm seeing at very first time. The deck quality, as I mentioned, Rockpool Publishing always does a good job. Now, because it's an older deck, the tape doesn't want to. Yeah, just came off. I like what they did here, right? The cards themselves, they got like slightly matte, but a little bit, bit of a shiny finish. But then the side of a card, it's got this like a matte yellow finish. It's pretty cool. I want to know more about the deck and how it came to existence. That would be really good to know that. But so far, the quality of this is pretty good, and they follow in the classic format of a deck. Some changes here, for instance. Yeah, you got like cool looking angel with the sun, chariot. I do like this one, and it's probably been reviewed already because this is a 3-year-old deck. But if you like any of this, you want me to review them, as I mentioned, I'm happy to do that. So was the $100 haul actually worth it? If you look at the value, it's probably around 300 Australian dollars worth, and some of the decks are clear knockoffs. However, some of them are sealed and still in original condition. Now, to be honest, if I was to spend my $100 on the decks I actually wanted to buy, I would probably go with completely different decks. Also, a lot of these decks were outdated, and as you probably know, I'm interested in new decks. And while this was a good way to create a new video for your viewing pleasure, at the same time, whether these decks something I'll be using in my daily reads is a different question. Have you ever picked a random bundle of tarot decks online? Was it a box of regrets, or did you have any hidden gems in it? Share your story in the comment section. Also, if you would like me to review any of the decks in today's video, please let me know. And I do have a second copy of Yoshi Yoshitani, the Tarot with Divine, to share. If you're based in Australia, please let me know in the comments and we'll get in touch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a few exciting videos coming up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and I will see you in the next one.